Hey, this is Jason Creel and this is the Lawn Care Life. Today I want to pose the question to you, is now a good time to start a lawn care business? Now, you talked about this in the past and I want to talk about it again because circumstances have changed, but I want to start with the answer. And it seems like anytime I ask somebody who's smart a difficult question, a lot of times they just say the answer is yes and no. I don't know if that's always true. I'd rather somebody say yes or no, but in this situation, I think the answer can be yes or no depending on your situation. But let's talk through the question, is it a good time to start a lawn care business? And think about it from of what's going on in the world, but what the lawn care business has to offer, but you gotta eventually evaluate your own situation and make a decision for what's best for you. So the time I'm shooting this video is in 2020. We've got the coronavirus pandemic going on, and so is right now just ideal time to start a lawn care business? Well, probably not. I mean, a lot of places it's shut down totally, where you can't be working, and there's a lot of restrictions. There's a lot of fear out there. There's a lot of things going on that doesn't make it ideal for almost any business to be functioning. With that being said, think what's coming in the future as far as the economy goes. Are we going to enter into a global recession here in the US? Are we going to have a recession after some 10+ years of a growing economy? Or at least that's what my understanding. So, those things are not ideal and will begin to hurt some industries, no doubt. But I'm thinking it's still, again, coming back to you and your specific situation that you're in, and what does the lawn care business have to offer. So to give you a little perspective, I started a lawn care business in 2008, which I guess was at the beginning of our last recession, economic downturn, and difficult times. And the reason at that point in time, and again, I want to talk about the recession aspect more so than the COVID-19, because we don't exactly know how long that's going to play out, or if it's going to be a recurring thing that happens next year and the year after, if something we're going to deal with from now on, or will there be a way to treat it that's effective moving forward where it won't be as big of an issue. Obviously right now it's a big issue at the time I'm shooting this video, but we don't know how much that's going to be a factor in the future. But the downward economy that's resulted from that probably is going to be a factor in the short term. So just give a little perspective. I started a lawn care business in 2008, which was, I guess, the beginning of our last somewhere around the beginning of our last recession. But for me, I was coming out of working some really bad jobs, some jobs that didn't pay very well. And so I started, and it was by far the best job I had, the best opportunity I had to make money. It was the best fit for me in being something that I enjoy doing, that I could take pride in my work, and gave me an opportunity to make more than a very small hourly wage. So it was a great opportunity for me, and I didn't know any better, because I was starting off. I didn't know that the economy was down during that time, because again, it was so much better than what I came from. Other thing that's been coming out lately is these economic reports about the amount of jobless claims and unemployment. People are losing their jobs, and that's probably going to continue as the economy goes down, as businesses struggle. The business owners, can only pay their employees as long as they're making money. It would seem like, at least for maybe for a short term, they can pay them while they're not making money, but that can't continue unless they're making money. So again, to be self-employed, even if that meant you and a lawnmower and just out there working by yourself, may be one of the most secure ways that you can earn an income. And while yes, you may lose some customers, this week, I don't think I've lost. I was telling somebody recently, I said, I don't really think I lost any through the pandemic here. I said, I'd understand if somebody did, if they lost their job or whatever. Well, I lost one that I know was a result of that this week, and another that was possibly related to that as well, which again is understandable. If people are losing their jobs or their business is struggling, then they need to cut back on expenses. I understand that totally. But while I lost a couple of customers, my business overall continues to grow, and there's a great amount of security in that I'm not going to get fired from my own business. You know, again, maybe it gets shut down where I can't work for a while, but that's just a huge advantage in my mind of being self-employed. Are there stresses and things that come with it that make it difficult? Is it difficult to get going sometimes? Yeah, there's all these realities. It's not just like, oh, self-employment's great, you won't ever get fired, you make more money and you can get a raise anytime you want to, and you just, so why wouldn't everybody do it? Well, it's not that easy. You know, you gotta get the thing going and get it off the ground, and that's the difficult part. But I think one thing has changed in the last generation or so, and where the employees are not as faithful to the employers as they used to be. You talk about younger people are more likely to hop around from jobs, probably not gonna stay with the same company for a long time. But you know what's also true, a lot of times the employers are not as faithful to the employees. With the constant demand from stockholders or whoever putting pressure on to make more money, and sometimes they let people go as well, and sometimes these downward economic times can force that to happen quicker. And so self-employment has its benefits. It is a difficult thing to get going, but it's not impossible to get going during a downward economy. I imagine, in my opinion, I think there'll probably be people who've lost their jobs in our situation that are going to be looking to start something on their own. And maybe starting a lawn business on the side is something you want to do, or maybe you want to go full-time. Maybe you've been doing it on the side and you want to make the jump to full-time. It can happen. There's still people. I think the economy has to get really bad before there's a huge downturn in the actual lawn care business, because it's not that great of an expense on people's lives. Maybe elaborate vacations and things like that are going to get cut before people start cutting their lawn care service. Because if they've been paying somebody to provide lawn care service for them, let's say they've been paying them to cut their grass, it's not like they're going to just stop doing that and run out and buy all the lawn care equipment, which may cost, you know, a decent amount of money, you know, and learn how to go mow their own lawn. Not that they couldn't do it, but if they hadn't been doing it for the past 10-15 years, they're probably not going to start tomorrow because, you know, the economy went down, unless it's just desperate times in that situation. But you know what I'm saying, I think it has to get a lot worse before the lawn care industry takes a huge downturn. Now I think there can be a slowing maybe of the growth of the industry. If there's people that are economically not doing as good, they may be unlikely to add on lawn care service if they've been doing it themselves, or you know, they may not start up that service during a downtime. So it seems to me there's always opportunity in lawn care business. People always getting out of the business, people getting in the business. So you know, when people leave or people do a bad job, there's opportunity to pick up those same customers that they had, even if there's not many new people. Personally speaking, I've had an extremely busy year in 2020. My business is growing, and I've probably gotten more calls this year than any other year I can remember. I don't know if it's because people are at home and they're looking at their yards and just out there wanting them to look better, and I said people are out washing cars and working in their yard and things like that. We're gonna have the cleanest cars of all time during this time until people go back to work. But anyway, it's ultimately your decision. There's pros and cons. Let me hear from you in the comments on what you think about this. I do have resources available for those looking to get in lawn business at lawncarelife.com. And I've got tons of free videos on here, over 500 videos helping people in the lawn care business. I did a lot of mowing in the lawn care industry. Now I'm doing a lot of weed control and fertilization. So anyway, love to hear from you in the comments. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Check out the other videos. I'm Jason Creel. I'll talk to you later. See ya. Bye.